Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, that's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies, entertainment only. Just going to get a bit of blue tack and stick that on my bookcase there. So thank you for joining me. Oh, I've been discovered at being back in the country, so I'm down for grandma duties tomorrow morning, so we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I will probably be exhausted by the afternoon. Okay, what do I want to have a look at in this particular reading? I'm using the Gilded Tarot Royale. Box is a bit beat up, as all my boxes and cards are, basically from use. But I actually don't want to buy new ones because then I've got to break them in. Okay, but what I want to have a look in this particular reading is I'm going to have a look at what's coming out of Chicago in regards to Marama Martinez. So what's happened in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, is that Bovino has been removed and retired, but he's just the scapegoat. He's not the actual, he's just a symptom, he's not the cause. Apparently, Noam was in a meeting with Wiles, the Orange Twerp, and a couple of others without Miller, interestingly enough. But Miller and Wiles are having this little tussle about who's going to be boss person in the White House. And I think Miller might be actually on the outer because he was the one that put out on Untruth Social pretending to be the Orange Twerp. Obviously, he wasn't because it actually had punctuation and longer words spelt correctly, accusing Renee Good and Alex Prete as being terrorists and all sorts of nonsense, and then Noam was forced to go on public in front of the media and try and spin when it's just so obvious that they're trying to work from a handbook from the 1930s with the mustachioed man, but they're in an era where there is people are videoing and there is community and social media. So therefore, it ain't working for them in this era. They thought the people would be gaslit, they thought the people would be fearful, and the people aren't, because we understand the lies. Oh, the impunity of the lies. And speaking of the lies, Besant apparently was on television claiming that Carney, Canada's Carney, Besant was claiming he was in the Oval Office with the Orange Twerp when Carney rang and tried to backtrack on the comments that he had made at Davos. We didn't. Oh my God, how they actually look you in the eye or look the camera in the eye and they just lie. Unbelievable. And talking about gaslit, the regime for years gaslit that the Democrats were going to come for your guns, your pew-pews. Well, apparently it ain't the Democrats that are now trying to come for them, according to the Orange Twerp, saying that it was illegal to carry in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which apparently it's not illegal. So therefore they're feeling out about banning or taking away the weapons as well. Okay, where on earth does one start with all this? Just like he's been sounding out, cancelling the midterms as well. So if you think, if this regime is still in by November, if you think there's going to be a midterms, might be pretty mistaken there. Okay, but let's have just bold-faced lying. It's just unbelievable. And signalling, and they've been signalling for decades. It's just no one was watching for the signals. So what I want to have a look at is actually Marama Martinez in Chicago, driving her vehicle. This is going back last year. And apparently was rammed, forced off the road. She looks of South American origin, was forced off the road, and then without even being given an opportunity, she was, well, let's put it this way, an agent put 5 rounds into her. She survived. Oh my goodness, no idea how. And apparently she was taken last year by the DOJ to be prosecuted as a terrorist and attempting to unalive ICE agents, etc., by supposedly ramming them with her car. Where have we heard that recently? But apparently the case was dismissed in November. Prosecution withdrew the case because the body footage showed very clearly there was an agent in the back seat that, what did he say? He said, I did write it down here somewhere. I've got so many notes. Do something BITCH, yell, do something BITCH, and his footage clearly shows the driver in the front turning the wheel, whichever way you turn on, depending on what side of the road you're on, turning the wheel to ram his vehicle into Martinez's car. Now, apparently, so the prosecutor's disputing the footage, like, when it's so obvious. Anyhow, so rammed the car, and then apparently the agent in the back seat who yelled out the do something leapt out of the car, and immediately 5 rounds went off. So the claims that she tried to run over the agent are obviously fake. The claims that she rammed are obviously fake. The case was dismissed. The agent in the back seat who leapt out and unleashed apparently then bragged on a text to family and friends or whatever, fired 5 rounds, and she had 7 holes. Put that in your books, boys. Word for word, what he said. Fired 5 rounds, and she said, haven't had 7 holes. Put that in your books, boys. So anyhow, so Martinez's lawyer, sorry about this long lead up, because I think this is actually going to be quite a relevant case. Martinez's lawyer, her attorney, Chris Parente, is now bringing a case to get the footage released. Now, the reason why they're demanding it be released, the body cam footage, and the vehicle apparently was removed by ICE and cleaned up before it was released, without being used as photographed, used as evidence, etc. It was cleaned up and then released back to the driver to take home again. So it wasn't, no evidence was taken, I believe. It had dings in it, but they polished out scratches and scuff marks, etc., to make it change the narrative. Okay, so the Martinez, through her attorney, Chris Parente, is suing to have the body cam footage released. Now, apparently this is unusual. So when a case is withdrawn, it's the discovery thing. They don't like discovery. When the case is withdrawn, the evidence is then sealed. However, Martinez's argument, or Parente's argument, is that she is still being vilified on government websites, etc., as a terrorist and as having been responsible for this incident. Okay, so I want to have a look at this particular case. Oh, you want me to stop shuffling? Okay, because I've been shuffling the whole time. Come on down, let's have a look. Sorry about the 10-minute burble at the front, but it's important to get the facts out there. Right, how is this case going to go for Madame Martinez? Okay, right, you've got the Lover's card. Some sort of unbalanced agreement, unbalanced judgment, rise of the feminine, the fading of the patriarchal. Okay, so there's some sort of agreement going on here. Now, I haven't looked into the judge who sealed the evidence, but the energy that they're in at the moment is the rise of the feminine and the fading of the patriarchal. with this particular, and they've got the pillars of wisdom here, and then the sun coming out from behind the moon. So coming out from behind what has been hidden, being exposed. So this is the energy of the situation at the moment. The patriarchal the toxic masculinity doesn't need to be male, but trying to suppress the feminine. But you've got here the sun starting to emerge from behind what was hidden. Okay, and the patriarchal toxic masculinity is fading at this time. So how's this demand for the footage to be released going to go? Okay, challenged by the Four of Pentacles, which is attempting to keep some documents hidden. Now, documents can mean video footage, photographs, etc. So challenged by trying to keep a lid on. There's no lid here, but he's hiding behind the fern in the corner, trying to keep something hidden under wraps. Okay, whoo-hoo-wee, right. I think it's going to come out. The energy that they're sitting in at the moment is the Ace of Pentacles. I think the information, so trying to keep it under wraps, I think it's going to come out, which is why I think it's going to be a really important case, because it is going to be an obvious, again, another, it's as if Renee and Alex weren't enough. This is going to be, again, yet another very obvious line trying to cover up. But this person survived. This is going to be quite key, is the fact that Martinez survived. Oh, goodness. Because the thing with Renee, now, I'll just pop those down for a moment. Absolutely, just unbelievable what happened to Renee and what happened to Alex. However, there is an element in society where, because Renee was a woman and she was a lesbian, it's almost, there's an element where they can justify it to themselves. Makes me want to vomit, but they can justify it to themselves. She was a woman, therefore she was lesser and subservient, and because she was in a gay relationship, it even further diminished her worth in the eyes of some. Oh, it makes me so cross. And to claim that if she had just complied, she wouldn't have ended up in the situation she was. She had been ordered, you can hear it on the video, ordered to move her vehicle, which she was trying to do. One was yelling at her to get out, and one was yelling at her to move the vehicle. And even regardless, it did not justify the murder that happened. Now, I'm going to say with Alex Prete, oh, what an amazing human being he was. But again, because, and I hate to say this because it just really sticks in my craw, because he worked as a nurse, it is considered a feminine role. Ugh. But so there is this element in society where it's still not getting through, even though he was protecting somebody else. He is the masculine that we want going forward, absolutely, and he is the masculine that will set the bar for positive masculinity going forward. But because he was again carrying and a nurse, there will be an element in society that will denigrate him. Oh. Okay, so I do apologise if I'm a little bit on the soapbox here. But for some reason, and Martinez, with a surname like Martinez, she will be accused of being a illegal immigrant and all the rest of it. But each case, there is something more and more wake up. Now, I hate to say it, I think there are going to be more incidences, and each one will be even deeper into breaking through this blasé mindset. Okay, so come on down. Let's keep going. Right, so Martinez and Parente, this case. So yes, I do think they have strength in demanding it be released, and I think it will be. In the past, Ten of Swords, legal Ten of Swords. The ICE factor. Oh, and speaking of which, TikTok now, can't mention it. I'm not on TikTok. I've never been on TikTok. But I believe Hawk from Hawk's podcasts has been taken down because he dared to speak out against the government. Just be aware, cancel your TikTok account would be a good idea. But in the past, the Swords of Truth, however, they were stopped from plunging in. So the DOJ had no case, and they knew it. But these Swords of Truth didn't quite plunge in the past. But there are 10 of them, so it brought the case to an end, and they sit there poised to drop. Crowning this reading, we've got the Nine of Wands, surrendering of information, messaging. Okay, presenting this Ace of Wands, new information being brought forward. Wands can be about plans, communication. What else are they? There's 4 elements. Careers, and for me, careers and and what's the other one? I can't think at the moment, but it's not in relation to this. This is very much relation to guardrails holding and this new information being presented. So, the World card. First of all, the world is watching. It is going to help bring this era to an end. Again, the female in the middle there, rejoicing, strength, the World card. It's going to be yet another element that will bring this era to an end. Female strength, empathetic strength, externally, huge. Hats off to Martinez. She has not been kowtowed. She's not living in fear. I'm assuming she is living in fear, but she's doing it anyhow because this is the right thing that needed to happen. So the rise of the feminine strength and moving this case forward with the Six of Swords. Packing up the truth and moving it forward, moving out of troubled waters into calmer waters, female determination to do so. Okay, the hopes and fears. The unexpected message coming forward. The emotion of it. The youth coming out in regards to the emotion of it. Okay, the outcome. Oh boy, right. I don't like that card. 8 of Swords, legal restriction. She might find herself, I hate to say it, arrested for this. Nothing is beyond this regime, and if you think they abide by the law and the Constitution, you've got another thing coming. I would not be surprised if she is arrested for daring to bring this case, but she's not going to give up. The Queen of Cups. She has a message that she needs to get out there, and she is going to bring it with the help of her attorney. They may even just threaten her with arrest, but I think, okay, with the help of her attorney. The Three of Pentacles. Working with others behind the scenes to bring this information forward about what happened in the past with the Six of Cups. And it is going to be a treasure trove of information with the Ten of Pentacles. 10 of Swords here, 10 of Pentacles here. It's going to open a Pandora's box of the truth. I keep thinking it crossed my guides grab me by the scruff of the neck when there is a particular event or news article that they need me to read on. That's why I sort of go for the outliers, because that's what they grab me for. Yeah, the sword of truth. It's going to open an absolute Pandora's box. You've got the government's manipulation, the devil, the DOJ, the regime, their manipulation because of their ties to the devil. There is volatile information going to be brought forward, and it is going to be presented, and it's going to be a huge wake-up call with the Judgment card. And then we've got the Star of Hope and Healing, the best of America coming forward. So I really think this evidence is going to be, this case is going to be really important. So what do we ask? Okay, what are the DOJ going to do? What are not the DOJ, Homeland Security, Gnome. Oh, Gnome's out of there. She's so gone. It's just a matter of time. Okay, let's have a look. She's panicked. Gnome is. I can feel it in that meeting. Apparently went for 2.5 hours. She's got a smell of desperation about her. When she got a please explain. Susie Wiles gave her a real shredding. Do not underestimate Susie Wiles. She's a piece of work. Okay. What's Homeland Security going to try and do about this with the backing of the DOJ? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? How are they going to try and spin it? Oh, okay, right, okay. Let me just ask. They want me to ask the judge, how will the case go? How will the judge release? You wanted that card? Release the information. Will the judge rule to release the body cam footage? Come on down, let's have a look. Right, some sort of offer being made here to try and, how do I put this? If I say quell the emotion of it, challenged by the King of Pentacles. So it's almost like orders came down from the White House. So some sort of offer here to try and quell the emotion, like we'll take it off the government website if they're telling me this is Homeland Security DOJ. We'll take it off the government website if you stop your court case. And I think the order's come down from the White House. Here's this Lovers card again at the bottom. The energy stewing in at the moment is because the regime know they're losing. They know they're losing and they can't afford any more negative publicity. This is Rise of the Feminine. In the past, we've got the mercenary actions, absolutely mercenary actions that took place with the Knight of Pentacles. Crowning the reading is be careful what you wish for, because you've got the rat up in the cup there. Okay, I was asking about the judge, but they've gone back to the Homeland Security for me. Thinking they've got all the cups lined up in a row, but you've got this Ace of Cups still here. It's very much sort of this energy presenting an Ace of Cups. The rat's going to poop in the cup. Ending. Who's ending? Last straw ending. I just heard last straw ending. Significant ending externally, this devil energy. Internally, there's Homeland Security, Gnome herself. A lot of the information, hopes and fears. Their fear is this information coming out. There's something about this information that they fear. Nightmare situation for them that they're trying to deal with. 5 of Cups, loss, and 4 of Swords, gone. 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Swords. Got 2 cups still standing, 3 spilt. They may be able to argue not all of it gets released, but someone's going to have to take the fall for this. 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands, the Emperor, and the Burden, 10 of Wands ending. They're going to try and come up with a scapegoat in regards to this. This might be, again, they're going to, oh gosh, Tower. But the public aren't going to wear it. I really think the public aren't going to wear this. Right, we have, again, this 8 of Swords. Legal restriction, the Strength card, the feminine strength, and then the 7 of Pentacles, the inability to harvest. But then you've got the 3 of Cups, 3 coming together, Ace of Swords, opening a Pandora's box with that 10 of Pentacles, the infighting, and then a new beginning, or just foolishness, and somebody's going to end up walking. This, they don't want it. They don't want it coming out. It's almost like this is just way too much, way too much. As if Renee and Alex weren't enough. This one's big. So is the judge going to rule? Right. 2 pages, new information, whistleblower, new information being brought forward. Is the judge going to allow the release of this body cam? Is the judge? So they're going to try and placate Martinez by sort of, what I get is saying, oh, we'll remove it from the government websites. But I think it's just, no, that's not enough. Is the judge going to release the body cam footage? Right, Queen of Swords. Being exposed. And then there's the infighting. I mean, this is my card for Bondi, but it can also be a female bringing forward the truth, full exposure, and then the bus throwing starts. You've got the Fool, and you've got the 6 of Pentacles. This can be about trying to pay off, but I think, okay, thank you. Right, is the judge going to release it? I think he is, but he's weighing up what to release, and he's not going to release all of it. But the public are going to absolutely lap it up. New beginnings, leap of faith, weighing up what to release, which won't be all. See, 2 Pentacles still. Remember the 2 of Cups and that 5 of Cups for the for Homeland Security, but there will be enough released, and the media is going to absolutely lap it up, and there it is, getting released. I think they are. Homeland Security, an offer, trying to spin it with the delusion, but there's going to be a ruling King of Swords, legal action being taken. They're going to try and stop the release because you've got on the defensive trying to stop the release, but you've got the King of Cups, which I will assume is the judge, and a truth being brought forward, and then certain people are going to find themselves discarded. Okay. There will be scapegoats for it. I'm feeling the guy is recognizable. What's going to happen to the ICE agent? What's going to happen to the agent that did this? I mean, we know, what's his name? Oh, gosh. Judgment. Do I need to go any further? He's going to face judgment. Now, the one that shot Renee Good has been spirited away. I do feel that he will either unalive himself or be assisted to unalive himself, so he can't tell, can't be brought up in front of a court. But how's the ICE agent in this case going to be? What's going to happen to him? I feel he's recognised. They must know who he is because they got his text. What's going to happen to him? Information's going to come out. Ten of Cups, end of the happy families. His family may turn on him. The Sun, right. The abuse, the betrayal, the deceit, the self-sabotage. Six of Wands, an uncomfortable, paraded, and the Hanged Man. Which is again another self-sacrifice. He also, the Lovers, out in the cold, as the information comes out, and walking away and ending. And there's that Eight of Swords, higher authorities having to make a decision about his mercenary actions. Fall guy, secrets coming out. It just continues on. I'll go back to these original. He too, once he's paraded and used as the fall guy, he too may be assisted in not being there to be prosecuted. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. This is really one to watch. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.